Oh, how y'all doing? How's it going? How's it going? It's another beautiful Wednesday. Back at it again, back like I never left. Sorry, I dropped my little handy dandy notebook here. How y'all is going for this wonderful Wednesday evening? I'm actually enjoying myself. It has been a crazy long week. Normally I am off today, but I did have to work today, but I'm not complaining. You know what I mean? I appreciate the fact that I can go to work. Hopefully one day I can work for myself. So let's go ahead and talk about the last week. The last week for me, actually, it's been pretty chill. Nothing too bad. Nothing great. Just a smooth week for me, to be honestly. I did all of my laundry Sunday, and I'll admit some of it I still ain't put all the way up, but I mean, it's done, so that's cool. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get this on here. Make sure we okay. All right. There we go. Just had to make sure I was good to go. Had to do a quick mic check 1 2 1 2. Make sure everything was good here on my end. All right. Yeah, sorry. So just a quick recap. The week was kind of cool. It was pretty chill. Nothing too bad. It was a pretty smooth week. Got a lot of laundry done. I still ain't put everything up, but that's cool. That's good to go. But let's go ahead and actually get into one of the first topics today that I want to talk about. I actually was watching a TikTok and they had discovered. Did you guys know that they did a research, a study into thousands of divorced couples, thousands of divorced couples, and with that study, they went to show that there are there is a list, there is a set list number for each month you were born in on who's more likely to cheat. And I thought it was pretty crazy. I thought it was pretty funny. But I mean, I'm gonna go over the months with you guys. Hopefully, make the same or feel how you feel about it. But I think it may be accurate. I'm not trying to be biased or anything. I'm not the last one. So it's not June. It's not the last, but it's the second. The least likely month to ever cheat is the month of March. So if you were born in March, that means it is highly unlikely that you will cheat. Highly unlikely. Is next to that. Is the second to least. All right. So June, however, is the second less likely month, and that's pretty cool to hear because honestly, I'm happy to know that we're second to the bottom. I mean, I tell people all the time that I've never a day in my life, and why nobody believes that, I have no idea. But that's on them. I can't convince anyone of something. I know my truth, right? You know what I mean? But gang. Um, April is the third less likely month, and I don't know if I can agree with that, but hey, that's what the study showed with divorced couples. So they got some facts behind the words. Next up on the list is August. August is coming in at the fourth most like whoever cheat. So now let me start from the top. Those were the four months that they say is less likely to cheat on their spouse or significant other. Coming in at number one, and it kind of surprises me. It is so crazy to know that February at the number one spot because I would have thought people born in the month of love just wouldn't be cheating. They wouldn't be something to worry about. They're born in the month of love. Who would have thought? Also, coming in at number two is the month of May. So all of those sources stubborn as they may be, stubborn as they may say, they're definitely there. And number two, no part of them all. September is a very nice month, and honestly, that shocks me. That September is sitting at number three for most likely to cheat. Number four is most surprising me at all, actually, which month of July. So I can actually see why you're pretty high up on the list, most likely to cheat in a relationship or a marriage. That's crazy. Next to that is going to be January.
If I give all my time, you ain't gotta try. I get it. Got something on the side, you ain't gotta lie. I'm about to roll up, tell me what's the hold up. So get it. Let's talk about this now, I'll make it real loud. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do? Roll through and solve this problem. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do? Roll through and solve this problem. Let me know what's up, up, up. Let me know what's up, up, up. You real tight-lipped, saying nothing. I might jump ship. See you drowning into nowhere, and you best believe you wanna play the victim. You gotta play the victim. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do? Roll through and solve this problem. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do? Roll through and solve this problem.
What it is, I know you run your sister, so I'ma just keep it crisp. Ooh, believe me, I love what you got, but I'm young and I'm dumb, running straight to the top. Leave it color coded with it. Love whenever you be showing emotion, yeah, that mean I got you. To be honest, ain't a lot of chicks that really top you, and you know I'm with it, nothing to lose. You got the juice. I be around some groupies, but I'm not into those. Yeah, I want you in the picture, but you changing your pose, banging me up, calling my phone, saying you know what I'm doing. You know you hard, you ain't moving. So tell them cats in them DMs, if I see him, my baby gon' be making a post that say free him. Cause your love worth 100 miles of running facts. Let me call this girl back.
got me feeling it. You got me on some dope shit. Dope shit. Some dope shit, yeah. I don't know what this could be. Captivate my reality. You got me on some dope shit. Some dope shit, yeah. Lay it all on the table, we can chop it up. Got me on a natural high and I ain't hit the blunt. They say the swish is so sweet and we should light it up. Light it up, light it up. Like promethazine and codeine. They don't make them like you anymore. And I'm so high that I don't know what this is, but you got me feeling it. You got me on some dope shit. Dope shit. Some dope shit, yeah. I don't know what this could be. Captivate my reality. You got me on some dope shit. Some dope shit, yeah. Some dope shit, yeah. Some dope shit, yeah. When I feel what I feel, fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown at a castle, like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time. You gon' find them slippers in my size. We gon' start my garage when we ride. Keep me icy diamonds, snowy white, yeah. I know they was leaving on me. They didn't see what you see. You was the one applying the pressure. You was the one in my dreams. You were the one with the key. You found a way to make it all better. Fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown at a castle, like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time.
See how it sounds. All right, all right. My apologies there. Had some technical difficulties that had to get worked out. I'm back like I never left. Hopefully I sound good to y'all. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, my apologies, my apologies. So, uh,
I guess I should start from the beginning since I was kind of all over the place there. I'm pretty sure I'll sound a lot better now. You can hear me very well and clear. So let's go ahead and take it from the top. Again, it was a smooth week for me, so I don't have really too many complaints there. Nothing really to boast about, but nothing bad either, so I can't complain. Very smooth. Also, our very first topic today, and I'll kind of run through this really quick here because if you heard me before, then I may not have to repeat all of it, but they put together a survey, a study for thousands of divorced couples. And with those divorced couples, what they did was they seen which birth month they were in and who was more likely to cheat. So last time I kind of started from the bottom, but I'm just going to actually start from the top. So at the number one spot of the birth month of who would most likely cheat, it's February. And that really surprises me that the month of love has the most cheaters. I'm just going to say it like that. But why do they have to put it with the month, with February, shortest month of the year? Anyway, also at number 2, we have May. So if you're born in May, you are second most likely to cheat on your spouse or partner. Fair warning. Number 3 is September. That really shocks me that they're so high on the list, but I mean, they're there for a reason, I guess, and these people have some numbers to put behind it, so there's some kind of facts behind it, you wouldn't say, right? Some kind of truth to it, Then you have July at the number 4 spot, which doesn't shock me at all. I would have thought they would have been maybe 2, if not 1, but it's okay. Then coming in at number 5, you have January. I mean, first month of the year. I don't know how I feel about that. That's crazy at the number 5 spot, huh? Number 6 is October. So October is the 6th most likely month that would cheat on their spouse or partner. Then you have December at number 7. That shocks me a little bit, definitely shocks me a little bit. Number 8, the 8th month to most likely cheat on their spouse or partner is going to be November. Then you have August coming in at the 10th month, or sorry, no, I skipped a number. Haha. 9th is November, 10th is August. Sorry. I still skipped a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th is November. August is the 9th month. I'm sorry. My apologies. I can't count today. It's all good. Play us fuck up. You know what I mean? So at number 9 is November, and then at number 9 is August. I'm sorry. And then at number 10, the 10th month that is likely to cheat is April. So they at the bottom 3. The 11th month, so second to last month to most likely cheat on their spouse or significant other is June. I ain't saying nothing, but these numbers saying something, Shout out to the June babies. I'm a June baby myself. And the month that is the least likely to cheat, where it's nearly highly unlikely that they would cheat, is actually March. And that, I don't know about that, man. But they got numbers behind it, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna say too much into it, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Cause to me that says some things, says some, but not too much. Oh, you know what, man? I forgot to tell you guys that I said nothing too big or nothing too bad. We actually had the One Monopoly show last week, and that was pretty fun. I had so much fun that night, man. It was pretty cool. As bad as I wanted to drink, I couldn't because I had an 8 o'clock meeting the next day for work. So, yeah, I kind of ended the party a little earlier than planned, but it was all for good reasons. It was all for good reasons. Let's see here. I actually, you know what? I'm going to come back to this one about it, but that topic is for emotional intelligence. You know what? Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna come back to it, actually. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm sorry. What I do want to talk about before that is self-confidence. I actually want to pick up where the previous show, Let's Talk Love, if you guys were watching and listening, they talked about some self-confidence and stuff like that today. And it's crazy because I had a quick list of 7 ways to build self-confidence. because I actually was going off of one of the other topics, but it kind of flows in with another one better. So I'm going to save that for later. But I kind of think self-confidence would be a great start to just to really incorporate you into everything. Because if you don't have any confidence in yourself, you're constantly, to me, I think you may be looking in the wrong direction. You might be looking at people or looking at things that you don't necessarily need to be comparing yourself to or comparing your situation to, because everyone's life is different. Everyone's life is completely different. Everyone's struggle, everyone's journey, everyone's legacy, whatever the case may be, it's all based upon how they struggle to find themselves or how they struggle to be who they are now. So it's not like you want to look at that to say, oh, this is what I need to be doing. It should be more as to you understanding that everyone had their own way of building themselves up. Everyone had their own way of making sure that at the end of the day, I know me like the back of my hand, because some of us don't really know ourselves that well. We know ourselves to a certain extent. We know our bad habits, we know things like that. But I think for the most part, some things we can be a lot better at when it comes to actually realizing about ourselves. And self-confidence is just another way of saying there's a little of accountability here that I have to have for myself, right? There's a little bit of determination, a little bit of motivation I have to give myself. And it's not easy, but nothing worth easy is having. I'm going to be honest with you. I worked hard for a lot of shit in life, man. And I'm glad I worked hard for it because I appreciate it so much more. I really do. I appreciate it so much more now that I worked so hard for it. So with that being said, I'm going to actually go into the 7 steps here um, of how to really build self-confidence, okay? Because it is fairly easy. Sorry, let me put it like this. It's fairly easy to see what it looks like, but when you try to actually utilize that information and use it, it's going to take some time possibly for you to be able to go ahead and get that taken care of. What I'm trying to say is Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, so it's all right that at this moment you're not getting it right away and you just found out about it. That's fine, because practice makes perfect. I like the 5 P's. Perfect practice prevents poor performance. I use that at work too. So yeah, feel free to use it yourself. Step 1, identify what you're good at and write it down, right? Because some of us are actual visual people, right? Visual learners. So identify what you're good at and write it down, because you're going to need that. You're going to need that. And here's why. A perfect way to begin building your self-confidence is by reminding yourself of your strengths. Start by bringing things back to basics and simply jot down 3 things you like about yourself. From there, list all of your personal achievements and qualities and finish off by writing down all the amazing things you're grateful for in your life, right? Make sure you keep this list in a special place where you spend a lot of time, such as on your desk or in your bedroom. That way you can remind yourself of your unique qualities, accomplishments, and blessings on the daily. Always make sure to remind yourself that you can do it. And what they're trying to say is, like, for me, I used to write stuff down when I built my self-confidence, man. I wasn't really that confident, back in the day. And over the years, I have had to learn to build it. But it's just, you have to, do some research to find out who you are. And one thing I did was, what I started out was, I would go into the mirror every day and just tell myself, you a great motherfucker, man. Every day. Just tell myself that. Just look at myself and say, you a great motherfucker, man. When you don't like the person you're looking at in the mirror, only you can change it. That's a fact. That is a fact. And it's so easy, though. It's a step at a time. Y'all be worried about crossing the finish line as soon as you cross the starting line, and that ain't how it works. It's a journey for a reason. It's a journey for a reason. Now, step 2, set realistic goals and focus on what you can change. I didn't put no T at the end of that, can. On what you can change. Increase your self-esteem by setting goals that match your talents and strengths, and more importantly, make sure your goals are realistic. So don't be out there telling yourself, I want $1 million by next week. I mean, with the right kind of, hustle you doing that probably is possible. But be realistic and give yourself time, right? Give yourself time. You want to increase it and, sorry, not increase it. If your goals are too far-fetched, you'll end up feeling pretty down about yourself when you fail to achieve them, which will chip away at your self-esteem over time. And I like to say, bring in a saying that I've heard before, that it's better to do a little bit of something than to do nothing at all, right? And what he means is, let's say if you went and did laundry, but you feel like you can't put it up, you can't do it, it's better for you to have folded maybe 4 or 5 shirts than not have folded anything at all. Because then at that point, it's going to be like, well, damn. Okay, well, I did something. It makes you feel better that you did something. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to be perfect the very next day, but set realistic goals to where you know you can achieve them, and you don't have to worry about letting yourself down because when that week came by, you only got $990,000. So you were 10,000 shy of the million you wanted. So now you let down because you didn't get there. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's okay. Like some things, just celebrate the achievements you can control. Don't worry about the ones you can't. Now, constantly falling short of the goals you set, that equals a major confidence crusher. And of course, you should always strive to be the best version of yourself, but it's important to keep in mind that perfection is an unrealistic goal. Okay, so it says that it's okay that you want to strive for the best and be the greatest, but remember that every day you improve, every time you do something better, you're being the best version of yourself that you can be because you're improving yourself from what you were yesterday. So instead of worrying about the fact that you didn't get to that perfection point you're looking at, realize that perfection is unrealistic. Just understand that perfection is unrealistic. I don't care what you say. Because honestly, if you ask me, my body is perfect to me. I got the little dab by gut. It could be a little bigger, but hey, it's my metabolism. Won't let me really get that big. It's cool. But my body is a perfect body for me. I love it. Ain't got nothing against it. You know what I mean? I really do love it. Now, all you got to do is continue building on what you're already so talented at and work on turning your weakness into strengths. All of your weaknesses should be turned into strengths. You know what I do to build my self-confidence for it is I find all of my flaws, right, on one hand, and on the other hand, I find all of my strengths. And I take it so that each one of my strengths perfectly match up with one of my flaws. Because why? They balance each other out. They balance each other out. Easiest thing I've learned to do when I had to build my self-confidence. Oh, what was it before? Oh, Marquand, you got a great smile, but you got a chip tooth. Well, not anymore, of course. I went and got that fixed. But that was one of the things that I had to worry about. Everyone always told me I had a great smile, but I didn't feel like that because of the chip tooth. But since I could just put that flaw that I had and that great strength everyone told me I had together, that balanced it out. It was like, oh shit, it may be, but they still love to see me smile. You know what I mean? So you got to take some things and find out that some of your greatest assets are going to be great foundations for some of your weaker assets. And all you really need is foundation, stability, and how to really understand it. Match them together. Use your flaws use your strengths to balance out your flaws. And when you can match them together, they don't have to be perfectly matched together, but they let them be similar. Something close to where they can bounce off each other. Just don't set unrealistic goals because then you let yourself down for no reason. It's better to do something than to do nothing at all. Okay. Keep your thoughts positive. And I love this one because positive thinking is a must. A lot of people don't realize that when you negatively think and then you keep talking to yourself that way, you're crushing your own self-confidence. And you are your biggest critic, but you are also your biggest what? Strength. You yourself. Your biggest asset to yourself is you. Well, of course, that doesn't work, but you have to make sure you keep yourself feeling great. And when you speak positivity into yourself, you speak that energy, that strength to go ahead and get this done and that done and that done and that done. You have to understand that it doesn't necessarily matter what anybody else thinks, because only you know you. Only you know you. Some of y'all are scared to really know your true self, so you hide behind these characters or identities or whatever the case may be. But sometimes you gotta come to reality, and you gotta really learn about your true self. You can't avoid it for too long. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Whenever you notice harmful, negative thoughts creeping in, shut them down right away. The simplest way to do this is by substituting these negative thoughts for positive ones. Repeat motivating mantras such as "I will succeed" or "I got this" to begin instilling confidence when you start to feel your thoughts turning negative. Now, we all have negative thoughts, but you can't give me a thought that I'm not going to turn positive. Somebody tried one day and said, "Okay, well, what you going to do if your tire going flat?" "Oh, I could take an Uber to work. I ain't got to put gas in the car now." Done. Problem solved. Next. You see what I'm saying? Learn to flip the negative. Find the light in the situation. Find the positives in them. Don't always hold on to the bad. When you're looking at the negative thoughts and the negative processes, that's when you're going to realize you holding yourself down. You're letting yourself down. Don't think like that. You know what I mean? You'll be all right. But most of us are way too hard on ourselves, and it leads us to engage in negative self-talk, another confidence crusher. And if this is you, it's time to put an end to criticizing yourself all the time. You got to ask, like, why would I say this to a close friend? Or would I say this to a close friend? If you was talking to your best friend right now and you talking the way you was to yourself, would you say that to them? Better yet, some of y'all are parents. Would you say that to your kids? I try to boost my kids' confidence every day, all the time. We may make little jokes and call each other ugly, but then we always like, "Nah, I'm just playing. Y'all ain't ugly. You ain't ugly." Or tell my son, "You handsome." Tell my daughter, "You pretty." All the time. All the time. But we always speak positively into each other. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the best thing to do. Y'all can have kids. Would y'all do that to y'all kids? To y'all friends? Huh? I ain't think so. I ain't think so. Now, the answer, I'm sure, is no. So you definitely shouldn't be saying it to yourself either. You know what I mean? Treat yourself with the same love and respect as you would do for others. Because I'm not gonna lie, my self-confidence, it was it was like I gave all of it to everybody else because I wanted them to be confident in me. But for what? How they gonna be confident in me and I wasn't even confident in myself? Man, listen, I'm 30 now. About 10 years ago, decade ago, about 10 years ago, um, it's just some things that I wouldn't be able to approach a woman. I wouldn't be able to have a conversation without, bubbling up and smiling hard and being shy. I wouldn't be able to do any of that at all, honestly. And over the years, though, because I built up my self confidence, now I know how to approach certain things, and now I understand that, man, it was easy all along because a simple hi would have done. Simple hey, hello, how are you? Introduction. All you have to do is introduce yourself. That's crazy. That's so crazy. But I never had the self respect for myself or the confidence to really know that I could do so because I was so worried about my flaws, I couldn't pay attention to my strengths. So, but once I recognized it and realized that I worked on it day after day after day, and hey, I got to who I am now, a decent young man, a great young man, a very decent young man. Now, in additional, y'all don't mind me today. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to say that. In addition to internal negativity, with all the unsettling news going on around the world, you might want to keep an eye on how much external negativity you're consuming. A great way to reduce your exposure to negative media is by setting a daily time limit for reading or watching the news or even scrolling through social media. Like, definitely scrolling through social media because sometimes I think we let social media get to the best of us, and spending too much time on these social outlets, they may mess with your mind a little bit, but you have to learn that once you built your self-confidence, go for it. But while you're working on it, try to stay away from it. Try to stop looking at their unrealistic goals that society is putting on everyone. Step 4 is learn how to accept confidence. Accept, right? It said accept. Learn how to accept confidence. This is a tough one. None of us are great at taking compliments. It can feel pretty awkward and uncomfortable, especially if you don't believe the wonderful things you're being complimented on. So here's a little challenge for you. Next time you go to brush off a compliment, try simply saying thank you, or that's nice of you to say instead. That's all you have to do. That's it. It may feel a bit odd at first, but over time, you'll get better at accepting compliments and even start believing them, which you should already believe because other people are telling you what they see, right? Which is a huge way to build up that self-esteem. It is a great way to build it up, though. Very, very great way if you ask me. Don't compare yourself to others is step number 5. Remember earlier I mentioned something about comparing to other people? This is why. This is a surefire way to make yourself feel as though you're not good enough and completely obliterate your self-confidence. If there's one thing you should focus on to improve your self-esteem, it's avoiding comparing yourself to others at all costs. Remember, you're on your own incredible, unique journey. I told y'all, you're on your own journey. Now, so you do you, and instead of scrolling through Insta, which you're looking like someone else, don't be wishing you look like them. Or comparing your life and achievements to others, right? You don't want to do that either. Focus on being the best version of you. And as you improve every day, you're being the best version of you. Now, you're absolutely capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. So shine your light bright. How do you want to leave your mark on the world? That's the biggest question. What do you want to do to leave your mark on the world? Self-confidence is going to get you there. And self-confidence is so easy to grasp, man. I'm telling y'all, once you get that down, you're going to be worried about nothing else. Do what makes you happy. Now, it's important to take time out between all of your commitments to do something that makes you feel genuinely happy, carefree, and relaxed to nurture your self-worth. Life can get pretty hectic and throw us some major curveballs. So remember to refresh and recharge your mind, body, and soul by indulging in leisure time. You may even like to try and schedule in a little you time in each day. Also, the moral of the story is if it makes you happy, make time for it. Whether it's catching up with a friend, getting in the kitchen on weekends if you don't have time during the week, chilling on the couch, watching Netflix instead of going out, or anything else you feel like you need to do. The video game, fellas, it's for some of y'all. For your mental health, schedule it in every week because it's very important for your mental health. I'm telling you, you need that me time. And the last step is surround yourself with a supportive squad. You really start to grow and glow when you distance yourself from negative energy. Remove the toxic people who trigger your negative thinking and instead surround yourself with people who make you feel good and lift you up. You'll notice how much of a difference it makes to your overall mood and self-esteem. When you're surrounded by positive energy, find your people and keep them close. Be kind and be supportive to your squad so that you can be the sunshine that they need on a cloudy day too. Not only will this help their day a whole lot brighter, it'll make you feel really content with yourself. It's a win-win, and we all love win-win situations, right? Hopefully now you found a couple of strategies you can put into place ASAP to become the best, most confident and glowing version of yourself. Like I say with that, it's always amazing to make sure you have great self-confidence, and only you can build your self-confidence. You don't need approval or acceptance from anybody else to know that you're the shit. You know what I mean? Look yourself in the mirror every day. Say, I'm the shit. I look good. I'm glad I look good. I look nice. Give yourself those pep talks because sometimes you need them. I'm telling you, you really do. Self-confidence, confidence is key. And self-confidence is where it starts. Because when you show everybody you believe in you, what they want to do, they're going to want to invest. They're going to want to invest. Okay, sorry. Now, what I did want to talk about here is the next one really quick because, I'm not paying attention to the time. We had some technical difficulties earlier, but we're good now. We're good now. Emotional intelligence is what I want to talk about. And I'll make this one, pretty quick and snappy for you. But basically, I was watching a video and she explained and asked him how he feels. Why does he feel men are higher to be emotionally intelligent? No, wait, how did he say it? Basically, men are more intelligent emotionally. And the question is, why do he feel that way? And he stated, if we're having a disagreement, if we're having an argument, and you going off on your tantrum already, and instead of me going off on you, I just walk away or whatever, I leave or go to the bar or, I'll take a walk, whatever the case may be, that is me defusing the situation, right? Like you done already had your tantrum, you done already went off. But me, I've diffused. That is me trying to defuse the situation. So you can't use that against me. And basically that to him it's meaning that instead of me acting off of my emotions, I had the thought process of, no, I don't think it's worth me acting like that. And I walked away, or I left, or I went to another room, or I went to the bar, I went to a friend's house, or I just took a long walk. Um, Emotionally, I handled the situation better, is what he's trying to say. As a man, I handled the situation better. So I kind of agree that, men, I'm not saying all, but I think majority, I think when it comes to the higher, when it comes to gender, I think men may be more intelligent emotionally, right? Don't shoot me in the head for, but I kind of think I'll have to agree with that one. And one reason why is because it's not really about control, necessarily. It's more so, how do I say this? It's more so about, let me go. I had the perfect thing for it. Trust me, I got you. I got you. Um, Basically, I'm gonna put this one here. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. Nope, nope, nope. I don't have enough time for that one. So we're gonna let that one go. Let's make it another quick topic for you. We'll bring that one up again next week, but that one is too much to get into. I'm sorry. I don't have enough time. However, I have one thing I want to talk about is friends with benefits. Um, a lot of you, I guess, a lot of you, and let me make something clear. Um, I'm not looking for a friends with benefits, right? I'm chilling, taking care of my kids, and I'm working, I'm having fun. But I've had the question thrown at me a lot, and they ask my opinions on it and why I'm staying away from it. And I'm gonna say honestly, my experience with friends with benefits is actually, it's been great. It's been great, and I haven't had too many problems or issues with it. So I really have nothing bad to say about it, right? But I will talk a few things. I will say a few things that they said that sometimes friends with benefits actually last longer than than an actual relationship. And I will admit that I've had a friends with benefits, and probably to this day, if I was to hit her up, it would still continue. And it's lasted a lot longer than an actual relationship. So damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that may be true. That may be true. But I think that's because with friends with benefits, when you have the right friend with benefits, you guys have a great understanding. You don't have to worry about boundaries being crossed, and you do great at communicating with each other. Ups to it is just that, the ups, like, I'm not tied to you. You're not tied to me. I don't have to call you about this. I don't have to call you about that. I don't need to check in. We do what we do. We call it a day. And it is what it is. The downs are sometimes some do catch attachments, right? The one I had, I mean, there were no attachments being caught, so I was happy about that. Still haven't, so still happy about that. Um, but communication is always a down too, because some people get misled by being a friends with benefit, and they don't know how to communicate that their feelings are growing more than what it needs to be. So in short, I think if you're communicative and you're honest about what you're trying to do, you'll be fine. But if you can't communicate how you really feel and you hide it until it becomes this big emotion, it's gonna be a roller coaster, so to say. It's going to be a roller coaster for you, but it can definitely cause a lot of confusion. And if you get all that confusion, it's going to be too much. Okay, it's going to be too much. It is. So my take on friends with benefits is honestly, I don't have any bad things to say about it. I don't have any bad things to say about it. Also, my best friend convinced me to write a book. It's going to be called Tragedies of Love, and it's going to be a 13 to 14 chapter book. Stay tuned. I'll keep y'all updated about that. But I'm actually going to write that book. I think I like the idea we have behind it. And don't forget, we have One Monopoly LB is again at Taverna Costera. That's going to be September 22nd. It's a Thursday. Every Thursday, or towards the last Thursday of each month, we have that show. Eventbrite has the tickets up. Please go and get yours. I'm letting you know now, about a month away. Also, don't forget the Wild in Vegas is going to be on October 8th now. So y'all got time to get some tickets. I've had time to write more jokes, get a few more puns in, maybe throw in a dad joke or two. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, definitely go and get your tickets for that as well. Because now that we've extended it, but those ticket sales were kind of skyrocketing a little bit last week. So go get yours. Also, I will be here again next Wednesday. I've got I'm going to pick up the topics we didn't get to talk about today, and I'll pick up on the friends with benefits as well next week. And you can catch me next week at 5 p.m. on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. You can follow me anywhere you want to. Instagram and Twitter is going to be Juss Quanni, JussQuanni. We're going to go to Facebook, which is Marquan Thomas, or Quan Facebook Jail Thomas, because sometimes I be in Facebook jail. I don't know how to act. But you can follow the page as well on Instagram, Twitter, which is Talk is Cheap 702. And that's TALKIZCHEAP 702. Talk is Cheap 702 on both of those. And you can find it on Facebook, the same Talk is Cheap. Don't forget to reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Y'all know I like to talk. I like to kick it. But until next Wednesday, y'all can catch me then on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next time.